Welcome everybody. I've been chasing down Chase from KOR and very excited to have him on the show here. If you guys still don't know what KOR and Blocks is about, I am sure you will have all the info you need after this video. And there's so much happening. Chase man, what's up? Happy to have you here.
Hey, thanks for finally having me, man. I'm glad we finally had a chance to link up and talk about all the cool stuff going on in the ecosystem. So glad to be here, man. Thank you.
Yeah, man. Let's directly hop into it. What's KOR for starters?
So yeah, basically, if you don't know, Core Blockchain is the world's first mining service on Web3. Now, what that regards is basically we take hash rate from a miner like this and we turn it into an NFT so people can mine via Web3 wallets. So, for instance, this miner right here has 18 terahash, and what we're able to do is separate the 18 terahash into 18 separate 1 terahash NFTs that are available right now for mint on our website. So, we're already mining currently. All the miners are plugged in, and all the payout contracts are working right now. So we've already done 3 payouts for all of our OGs there. We actually have Noah. He's an OG from Core 2 as
Yeah,
well.
double
So
OG.
yep, that's basically the rundown on what Core is and what we've been working on for the past couple months anonymously is a project called Blocks. So that's kind of what this call is going to be about. We're going to go into some of the fun stuff about what we're doing with the Blocks NFT collection.
Awesome. The OG holders are already earning KDA, and this means you have your miners already going. And there's also a Twitch live stream for anyone who wants to see them live. Want to hop a little bit into maybe your facility, your miners, and what that's all about?
Yep. So currently we have around 80 miners plugged in and running, and featuring kind of the star of the show, we have our immersion cooled setup. So basically, it's an immersion cooling tank that already has 24 miners in it, and we plan to get that up to 30. We're just getting some heating stuff resolved and some pump speed stuff resolved. So that's kind of the whole branding on Core is we really want to go full immersion cooling here in the future because immersion cooling actually lowers your carbon footprint by 40% because you're able to turn down all the needed HVAC cooling that's needed, especially in an area like here, like Florida. So
Mhm.
yeah, we already got an immersion cool setting running, and we were planning on another facility right outside here that's currently under construction. So that will be 2.5 megawatts. So for those who don't know, that's enough power to power basically over, we'll say, around 900 to 1,000 K3s. So let's hope we can get that many. But basically, that's what we're working on right now, and we're actually, we can mention this later too. Is we actually are looking at a couple other facilities to have our hosting site at right now. So just recently, I was over in Indiana taking a look at a facility there, and I'm sure that we'll go into detail on all that cool stuff. So.
Awesome. How many miners would this facility be able to hold, or what's the goal of the facilities?
So as far as the one that we were looking at in Indiana, that one has 2.5 megawatts available, which is roughly around 1,000 miners before
Mm-hmm.
overclocking and stuff,
Dude,
depending
a
on what miner you have,
thousand miners.
obviously. So it's a lot of miners, and that spot specifically has the ability to be upgradable to 10 megawatts. So so yeah, that one's pretty cool. And then, like I said, the facility that would be being built outside of here is 2.5 megawatts, and that would be, like I said, around 1,000 miners. So that is very key, and we're being very patient on the next steps we do with the facility because basically power rates here in Florida are higher than other places around the United States. So
Mm-hmm.
basically, if we can stay in the United States and find a lower power rate, that's kind of what we're exploring right now because lower power rate will be able to, for hosting, be cheaper for all the public, correct? Because
Yep.
as this hosting side of the business, you're going to be have to pay for your power. So would you rather pay for 10 to 14 cents a kilowatt hour, or
Nope.
3 to 5 cents? So that's kind of why we're taking it slow with our next facility here, but hopefully we can get that figured out within the next couple weeks here.
Great to hear that. Um, Blocks. So people wanna earn some KDA, but wait, before we get into blocks, can people still get the OG badge, and what is it about?
Yeah, so currently OG badge is still available. The opportunity will be around for, we'll say, around a month left. So yeah, to get your OG badge, all you have to do is just get one terahash that's already mining and paying out, and then you get an OG badge with that as a separate NFT. And
Mm-hmm.
basically, this OG badge is the centerpiece for core utility. Okay, and I really think that we proved that by launching this other collection, Blocks, and providing all the utility that you get with Blocks by holding the OG badge. So we can probably do. Would you like to go into some of the utility for the OG
Yes,
badge
sir,
for
for
Blocks?
sure,
Then?
for sure.
Cool. So yeah. So going into Blocks, basically you get a couple different utilities. You get basically a tier 4 whitelist. So what that means is you're able to mint before everybody else. Now with Blocks, it's a limited collection and it can be sold out with basically all the whitelisters. So there's only 1,111 blocks. So the whitelisters have the ability to mint unlimited and sell out. So we wanted to make sure the OGs had a chance to mint this, and we put them at the front of the whitelist in the front of the sale. So that's one of them. And then also, OG badge holders receive 1% of all NFTs that are minted from Core. So what that means is blocks of their hash rate NFTs. So you're
Yep.
actually going to get 1% of that total terahash that the collection has, and it's split between OG badge holders. So not only is the OG badge, you're going to get passive income with the OG badge, but you're able to actually make sure you get to mint your blocks. And then the third utility is you actually get one mint for 50% off of the public sale price of $300. So you get a guaranteed mint at 150. You get to
Mm-hmm.
mint is unlimited at before everybody else. I know it's a lot of different things going on here, but basically that's kind of an explanation for how much utility we are bringing with this badge. So yeah.
How many OG holders are out there? Because wouldn't that mean that the OG holders could already mint out the collection, or?
Yeah, so we actually have a fairly small amount of OG holders, and we just got the confirmation today that we do have 47 OG badge holders. So, yeah, if we have basically 1,000 NFTs, and depending on how many of those 40 people mint, there's a good chance that there could be a lot of the supply taken before
Mm.
the tier 4, even the tier
Yep.
three. So when you start talking about as it's going down to tier 4, tier 3, tier 2, tier 1, basically we're expecting that the collection might sell out before the public sale. So another cool thing that I didn't mention is from holding the OG badge, you actually get a discounted price from the public sale. So
Hmm.
OG badge holders get to mint unlimited at 230
Let's
versus public
go.
sale. So when you really talk about these some of the whales that like to mint 10 to 15 NFTs, you're making your OG badge back from just the $70 off of how many
Hmm.
mints you have. So I believe it was around 10 that equals $700, and the OG badge is $680. So within 10 mints, you can basically earn back your OG badge, not counting any of the other utility.
Hmm.
So, that's why we really just pride ourselves in just constantly giving the OG badge utility, and it's not going to be it. This isn't the end all be all for OG badge utility. We continue to plan on unpacking it. So
Dope, man. And I'm sure, because I always like to say that, we'll have to think a little bit more long term. And every month I say, just wait and see what is always happening in 1 month, how much is building. And I mean, I've followed you guys also from the start, and we've seen you guys building and all of that. And now blogs are coming out, and you've got so much more stuff going on. So people just have to think long term. But before we think too much long term, why don't you tell us all we need to know about blogs?
yeah, so basically about blocks, they're going to be hash rate NFTs, and we decided to do this collection a little bit different. Okay, we wanted this to be fun. We have cool art. We wanted it to be fun. We already have our normal, regular hash rate NFTs that are the same art. If you want to
Mm.
mine. So with the blocks, we really wanted to, like I said, have some fun, and we actually arranged it so it's a randomized hash rate. Okay, so
Yep.
we have 5 different rarity classes. We have legendary, epic, rare, uncommon, and common. Okay, so legendary has 10, epic has 22, rare has 88, uncommon 211, and common 780. So depending on the rarity you get will determine the hash rate you get.
Mm-hmm.
So what that means is, yes, the mint price is around $230 for our tier four whitelisters. You have the ability with $230 to get hash rate substantial.
Yeah.
So the
Yeah,
legendaries
man.
will actually be a full miner. We're not releasing the brand yet because we were not releasing to give away the hash rate for it. So we just want to make sure like this is going to be a fun collection, and we're going to stack the legendary, epic, and rares with high hash rate, and then the commons and uncommons will be lower hash rate. So then it basically makes it fun. It really makes pulling that
Yeah.
legendary or rare like it gives that feeling of just like wow, I struck gold. I just got myself a whole miner for $230, and it's a Kadena miner, so it can be life changing. So
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And I mean, it's pretty amazing having the terahash within the NFTs, because you could also just launch a normal collection. And I think I mean, this doesn't have to be the main priority, having the terahash, because you also have really dope art, right? And you put in a lot of work about the art. Maybe you want to tell us a little bit about the art. And I think this is gonna play a big role too, because it doesn't matter what rarity you get at the end. I mean, the art's gonna be dope, and this is, as I said, gonna be long term, and the value is also gonna rise. And I mean, so many things are gonna come. So yeah, what about the art, man?
yeah, man. So we're actually really, we're really prideful about that too. So we chose to go with, the more expensive art, so to make sure it looked cool for you guys. We didn't
Mm-hmm.
want to cheap out on that. As far as the art style that we took, so we're obviously a mining project, right? So we're
Yep.
like, how can we incorporate, mining in the actual art design? Like we can't just go do some random thing. So we decided to actually make the blockheads because first of all, what do you mine? You mine blocks, right? So we're like, okay,
Yep.
you mine blocks, and then we went on with what can you actually mine? So we took that literal and we said that okay, you can mine, all the precious metals, all the gemstones of the earth. So that's why our legendaries are all gemstones. You get the diamond, ruby, emerald, sapphire,
Yeah, man.
and then all the commons and stuff and rares are going to be some cool other stuff. We got like silver, bronze. We have a cool Greek kintsugi. We have a bunch of cool stuff planned. I won't release any more of the traits because that's some pretty cool traits too. And so yeah, that was about the whole theme. And as far as what we want the collection to convey, so we have this the symbolism of the mining embedded in it, and then we also have the cool aspect of we wanted these things to be stylish, right?
Mm-hmm.
So as dropped in our Discord, and if you guys haven't seen it, go in our Discord and check it out. We dropped the first ever like shirt that's going to be worn outside of the legendaries, and it's
Yep.
going to be all like it's going to be some cool stuff. It's going to be some designer. It's going to be some modern hoodies, shirts that basically resemble where we're at now,
Mm-hmm.
and yeah, so that's kind of what we went with it, and to try to bring this cool modern style to fit the mining art. So
Was the yellow shirt you posted in so a trade for the NFTs, right?
yep, so that's gonna be a rare trait. So the rare of 88 NFTs. So we'll have a couple of those in there, and that's actually if you didn't pick up on it, that's like a ideal version of like the Louis Vuitton jacket.
Mm-hmm.
So like if
Mm-hmm.
you search like the Louis Vuitton jacket, that's actually like so we have in our rares and epics we have some like cool like designer more expensive stuff. So you'll be
Mm-hmm.
able to look at your NFT and it's like if he's got a regular shirt on, he's a common. If he has a
Yep.
Louis core shirt, then it's he's a rare and epic. So we actually designed it so you'll know just by looking at your art whether he has hash rate or not, because hash rate
Yep.
essentially is how rich you are, how much money you're getting. So we decided you'll be able to look at your NFT and know if he mines a lot of Kadena. So
Now, now, I don't know if you've thought about that, but the first time I saw that shirt, I thought that's gonna be like some real merch, a real jacket, and I got really hyped because it looks really awesome, dude.
no, we
So,
actually that's so funny you mentioned that. Me and Ben were discussing. We got it from the artist, and we're like, dude, let's just make these.
yeah,
we're
bro,
like,
they are
let's just
so awesome, man.
we're like, let's just actually make these, and who knows, it might be expensive to make, but who knows? We'll see.
Sign me up, man.
Yeah.
What's the roadmap gonna look like for blocks?
So as far as blocks goes, yeah, we're basically just gonna have our sale within probably around December. We've thought about pushing it back to January to make sure we get the proper reach, but
Mm-hmm.
that is to be undecided yet. So basically, we already have all the development made as far as our
Mm-hmm.
payout contracts from our previous NFTs. So development wise, I mean, we're just finishing up our front end. That's gonna be posted within the next couple of weeks. We have our sale that's going to be unminted because we are going to be Marmalade standard art. That's another
Mm-hmm.
thing that we pride ourselves in. And after that, then depending on currently with the whole K3 situation, so we're basically going to do things a little bit different this collection. So last collection we had all the miners up front, and the hash rate as soon as you bought you were mining, and that's still good to go. But we
Mm-hmm.
don't want to pull the hash rate from that collection. We're
Yep.
going to just basically raise the money for blocks, and then right when it's raised, then buy the miners and have them hosted, where our facility would be at that time. So basically, it's long story short, development's all done. We just have to have our sale, buy the miners, and then hook up the contracts. So
Yeah, man. I don't know about the next launch of the KA3s. Do you know about the price or something, or is this something that may influence the blocks collection, or
correct.
like, yep.
So as far as that goes, we do not know when the next like batch will come out.
Mm-hmm.
Bitmain's been pretty quiet about that. But as far as prices that you can grab right now for K3s, you're looking at 9 to 10 grand for a
Yep.
K3, which still the price per terahash makes it better for us than if you were to buy any
Mm-hmm.
other miner. So I'm sure no matter where the time ends up being, our sale will be fairly close to us purchasing. So we shouldn't be everything should be good. We should be able to get what we have. So that is a definitely a thing that we'll figure out as time goes on. But we have a couple suppliers of K3s right now, so
Mm-hmm.
we're pretty confident that we can get the amount of hash rate we need, whatever. So
Let's go, man. Um, Run out of questions.
don't worry, man. I got a bunch of stuff to talk about, man. No
Awesome.
worries.
Let us know, man.
Cool. So just a little alpha.
Yep.
We're
Give us some
actually going
alpha.
to be posting our new front end that we've had done for a couple weeks now, and we've actually waited till the OG badge stuff and the blocks was out before we come out with this new front end. So
Mm-hmm.
we are right when the new front end launches, which is tonight. It'll initiate phase two. So we have a whole front end rebrand, okay, and it's actually a core rebrand. So as you know, our logo is actually this right here.
Yep.
Core blockchain. This is what our Twitter is now. We've been kind of leaking our new logo here and there, but we're actually going to a whole dark theme now, and completely rebrand, changing our logo. You're gonna start to see that. Once we post our front end, we'll have the new PFPs and stuff set. So that initiates phase two, and then along with phase two, we have the finishing of blocks, like we mentioned,
Mm-hmm.
and then we'll be adjusting our terahash price. So once the OG badge opportunity ends, which is going to be very shortly here,
Yep.
then we're going to make it so our hash rate is very competitive with other projects and the true market price of hash rate. So right now, because of the OG badge opportunity being out, we cannot
Yep.
lower the terahash you get with the OG badge. The way we set up the sale, so
Mm-hmm.
basically, we have a nice hash rate price coming, huge discounts coming on that. So even if you feel like blocks is too much of a degen move with the risking, then you can make sure that you go in and get your money's worth for your terahash. So real quick to double back on what I just said though, as far as we set up the rarity with the blocks, it's actually a 1 in 10 chance of hitting a rare, epic, or legendary. And
Mm-hmm.
basically, that's the best chances you're going to get in an NFT collection nowadays. Some collections, you have 5 rares out of 10,000 NFTs.
Yep.
So don't forget that we've actually set up the collection to be 1 out of 10 chance of getting good hash rate. So not necessarily that as much of a gamble as my last sentence just made it seem. So so as far as phase two as well, we have hosting coming. We have emerging cool and hosting coming. So
Mm-hmm.
as soon as we secure our next facility, that we're gonna already have taking a whitelist right now for all that. So feel free to jump in the Discord and whitelist whatever you want hosting. OG badges, another utility. You get a discount on your monthly co-location fee hosting at our facility. So immersion cooling hosting is going to be coming with that. We got cool overclocking stuff. We have a bunch of cool stuff coming with that. That should be ready quarter 1 of next year. So yeah, just we're just trying to find every possible way to
Mm.
allow the public to mine and earn KDA passive with us. Through the
Yep,
OG
love
badge,
it.
through the hash rate NFTs, through blocks, through
Mm-hmm.
hosting. So whichever way you feel is the best way to participate, depending on your crypto mining
Mm.
experience and infrastructure. That's how we set up the business model. So we do have a dashboard and marketplace integration coming. So marketplace integration with Mintit. That's going to be where all the blocks are on, and then we're going to have our own core dashboard where you can go and see. I have an OG badge. I have 2 terahash. I have
Mm-hmm.
5 blocks NFTs. What is my total terahash? How
Damn.
much have been paid out?
Yep.
Like we want this completely transparent because we get right now that our development side from the whole dashboard is not up to where it needs to be, but that's definitely the next thing that we'll do. And then last but not least is marketing campaign.
Yeah.
So for phase 2, we really wanted to hone in on our marketing and stuff. So all we've done previously is organic community marketing.
Mm.
Non-paid advertising, all organic AMAs, all these organic YouTube interviews. So we want to put an effort into actually marketing now that we've gotten everybody from the community. We've
Mm-hmm.
gotten the OGs from the community. What sense would it make for us to pay market, have OGs from different communities, and then you guys don't reap the rewards as much. Let's keep
Yep.
this small. Let's grow our OGs within the community, and then now let's go outside. Let's pay for some marketing to target e communities. Let's pay for this and that, and also too, with we had a couple of people ask, how do you plan on selling the terahash, for the OG badges to receive,
Mm-hmm.
the hash rate that you promised on the OG badge? Well, exactly. This is why we're doing cool things with blocks. This is why we're going
Yep.
to be doing all these different things to, bring value to the OG badge and grow. So I think that's the biggest thing that people should be excited about is we're going to be throwing some money into paid marketing, getting ads running and just spreading the word about essentially Kadena and KOR. So that's what we got for phase 2, and I'll actually be posting a Medium paper link with our front end launch tonight on our Twitter post. So feel free to read through that, and yeah, that's what we got.
I will definitely listen to that because I love Medium and I love listening to that. So I encourage everyone, or every project also, to Medium articles. Listening to those is great. Um, Man, maybe you can tell us or the people also the difference between just immersion cooling and overclocking. I mean, immersion cooling is just cooling
Yeah, man,
and
it's the
yeah.
move. It's the move for sure. When you start looking at the miner as a way to earn money, right?
Mm-hmm.
If you run it air cooled, you're looking at an average of 3 to 4 years, and most of the time
Mm-hmm.
you'll have parts go out, from our experience. But with immersion cooling, you're lasting an additional 3 to 4 years. So if you have a machine that makes money and you can make it run longer, the machine will
Why
make more
not,
money.
man?
So it's pretty basic to look at it
Yep.
that way. And then you start adding the factors of overclocking. You start adding the
Yep.
factors of if I can get the hash rate running longer at an increase of 30%, then I'm making more money. I'm making more Kadena. So
Mm-hmm.
very easy. And then you start tying into the environmental factors of lower HVAC, lower carbon footprints, and most of all, noise and heat and all these other things. Like it's
Mm-hmm.
definitely the move. And we want to make it a mission of KOR to go to completely renewable energy through wind, hydroelectric, and solar, as well as go full immersion cooling. So this is the way to optimize, environmental friendly and efficient mining as possible. So that's the whole goal on KOR and why we've decided to go immersion cooling.
It's so dope, bro, to hear all of that from where you started, where you're now, and what the plans really look like. Dude, that's awesome. Overclocking, so it would give you 30% more terahash, and so basically, it's just gonna be 30% more efficient in every way, right?
So we throw out 30% as a
I
baseline.
mean, yeah, yeah, yeah.
There's some miners that there's some Bitcoin miners that can do 50%. Okay,
Hmm.
and every miner is different as far as the word efficiency. Okay, so yes, I can get my hash rate up 30%, but how many more volts am I drawing for that? So
Hmm.
if I pull up 30% on my hash rate and I'm pulling way more watts than I should be, then essence you're less efficient, But if there's a certain threshold where I can get it up to 20%, but while drawing the least amount of volts, then that's when you become optimized in your efficiency rating.
Hmm.
So every miner is different, and basically we still have a couple things to figure out with Duncan like a K3, and from what I know though, Bitmain is very overclocking friendly, and that should be very big when thinking about overclocking a miner that is already 166 terahash.
Yep.
So
Is overclocking the software done by everyone individually, or is it like a software that comes out and everyone can use it? Oh, like
yep.
what is it?
So it all depends on the company of the miner. So
All right.
you have companies like Goldshell that will actually make it so the firmware that you download and the only firmware you have access to
Mm-hmm.
is basically locking you out of like your clock speed and your voltage setting. So
Mm-hmm.
when you talk about some other miners like Ivy Links, all the K1 Maxes, K1 Pluses, that's why we always get those ones, is because you're free to mess with all the parameters. The company doesn't care that you're in overclock. So you can mess with the parameters and essentially do that. So there are a couple other ways around some things that maybe we can talk personal about if you
Yeah,
ever
man.
have any questions on how to work that stuff. But for the most part, yep, it all comes down to the miner.
Awesome, bro. I'm so excited, and also, I mean, I've got so many things to talk about, but we'll talk about all of that. Yeah. What do I want to know? Maybe the like the start of core. You've been mining before core, right?
Correct.
So, what's your experience in mining?
Yeah, so we've been mining since Kadena was like around $1. So around
Damn.
last June, July, August. I can't remember. I
Mm-hmm.
think it was around July. Yeah, we've been mining for this whole time, and we actually started with KD5s. You know, so really had some in that. And as far as other mining experience, that's all I really had, man. You get a good feel after you've had a couple of these miners need to get repaired. Fans go down, power supplies. You get a quick feel on how to manage them and how to maintain them. So ASICs are fairly easy to understand as a whole. So
Mm-hmm.
my learning curve for the miners really shot off after the past 6 months. So
Mm-hmm.
yeah, that's pretty much my experience.
Mining taxes. I think you're familiar with those in the US, but mining still has to be taxed. So
Yep,
I think
same over
it's
here. Yep.
yep.
So as far as it goes with the states, you have capital gains. So as long as I'm mining and it's staying as Kadena,
Mm-hmm.
then no tax needs to get paid until you realize the Kadena in dollars. So if I realize the
Ah.
Kadena, I sell it for a profit. That's labeled as capital gains, and you just have to pay
Mm-hmm.
your capital gains on that. Pretty simple for mining over here at least.
Is cloud mining dead or a scam, or is it not?
I mean, obviously bias coming from a cloud mining service like us, but no, I mean, if you think about people that can't actually mine from from their house and from the
Mm-hmm.
that they have, um, Core provides a solution, man.
Yep.
So, and then if as far as that side of things, cloud mining, if you think that's a scam, then we do have infrastructure available for you having your own miner and us hosting it. So I wouldn't specifically categorize us as a cloud mining company, but we do everything. So yeah, no, I would say that cloud mining is not dead because there are many people out there, and look what just happened in Europe as far as
Mm-hmm.
the electrical rates. We had someone in our Discord and be like, "Wow, thank God for you guys. The electricity here just went through the roof." And then our rate being lower over here, and we're actually still able to mine. Like that, therein is the solution. I mean, there's no. I think that's an emotional response from him, if
Yep.
anything. So It's basically just because the scenario doesn't work for you and it doesn't make sense for you, then that doesn't necessarily mean that it doesn't work for somebody else.
Yeah, man, definitely. I mean, you are talking about facility using or costing 10 cents or 3 cents, and I'm sitting here in Germany with 50 cents per kilowatt. And I mean, it's difficult, and also you need a miner to mine. I'm sure I will also be mining with my own miners and such, but it is a really great way to do mining and join mining. I mean, I have some mining NFTs and I'm mining with them, and I see nothing wrong with them. It's like the most easy thing to have an awesome NFT or something on your phone, and you're literally mining Kadena. So
Yep,
um,
there you go.
it's gonna be big, man. Dude, can you imagine us 5 years from now or a few years? Dude, it's gonna be freaking wild.
I know it's gonna be cool looking back on all this too, man. Like us being the ones brave enough to build and take this even from your guys' aspect, the ones that the people that are grabbing the NFTs, to taking that risk and trusting that Kadena mining
Mm,
is the future. So it's gonna be cool looking on all this in a couple of years and looking back and be like, we had no idea that it was gonna be this
yeah.
big. So
Yeah, man. I mean, I always say people should really look into mining. I mean, it's 70% of the tokens are allocated to miners, so I like to say put 70% of your energy into researching mining and I mean just in general this proof of
yeah,
work system and all of that, because I think we had so much to do with proof of stake and NFTs and all that. I mean, it's time to put in some work and research into the real
exactly.
stuff, you know.
Yep,
So
exactly. And just because the media might not be for proof of work, I think
yeah,
that
fuck the media.
states within itself, that it's probably the thing that you should be doing. But that's just kind of usually how it goes. But we can talk about that some other time with what proof of work, proof of stake, all that.
Yeah,
But
man.
the more you research proof of work, the more you understand it's like fundamental and it's a
Yep.
foundation for a crypto network to survive on.
Yep, definitely. Man, if you want, feel free to give us a little quick how do you say it in English? Recap of yeah, blog, so everybody's
Cool.
who
Yeah.
is still
So
listening.
we got a cool collection, cool art coming out within the next 2 months, and basically you're going to be able to mint and have the chance of getting a lot of hash rate or not so much hash rate. But we've made the system so where you have a 1 in 10 chance of getting substantial hash rate. This could be life changing for some people to pull a rare in this collection, which makes pulling the rare that much cooler. Yeah, that's what we have on the horizon for blocks. We got cool stuff around our ecosystem going on with the OG badge and certain utilities. So check that out. Hosting coming soon, and basically a whole rebrand is coming within the next day. So stay on the lookout for all that.
Yeah, man. And guys, remember this: you are getting hash rate with your NFT. Imagine just buying some other random NFTs without hash rate, or being a winner and being the only one or only a few people who get hash rate to their NFTs. But no, everyone's getting hash rate within their NFTs. And what do I have to say more, guys? I'm very excited. Can't wait for December. Can't wait for all the good stuff you told us today. Man, so happy to finally have caught you and got you up here on the channel. Love to talk to you, man. Yeah, thanks for joining.
Thank you, man.
So everyone, don't forget to follow KOR and Blocks on Twitter and join the Discord for all the latest news. Awesome, man. So thanks y'all for watching. Hope y'all have a wonderful day. I'll see you in the next video or AMA. See ya.
See ya.